Okay, so just wanted to start off by saying how happy I am to see so many people interested in the UH Common Scholarship. This semester, we've expanded our workshops to include any students, faculty, and staff across the UH system. So the UH Common Scholarship is available to all system students, and um, I myself, I was a scholarship recipient of the Gates Millennium Scholarship, and I learned about that by asking my advisor. She said, this scholarship is due tomorrow. And she said, but I would like for you, because you just asked me about it, I'd at least like to tell you about it. And so I had nothing to lose. And I said, can you give me a referral? And she said, yes, I can. And I applied for it and I received the scholarship. It paid for all 4 years of my undergraduate schooling, as well as my master's degree in English, the teaching of writing. So sometimes you just have to apply yourself and use your resources. Even though I was down to the wire, I used my resource and I just applied myself, and it worked out. So I'm just really happy to share what I've learned about personal statements and scholarships. Often the common thread in scholarships is that they require you to provide them with a personal statement. And so the reason why they're asking you this, the committee is on your side. They really want to give this money away. Yes. But it's more of an investment. So they want to know that they're making a great investment in you. And so the personal statement is really, you're telling them why they should give you their money, why they should make an investment in you, and how you're going to contribute to your school, to your society. How are you going to contribute to the world with this funding as an investment? And so we'll talk about those prompts in just a moment, but you just want to make sure that you fully address the prompt. Don't miss any information, and make sure that you're capable of following directions. And so we've talked a little bit about letters of recommendation. Talk to the people who know you and they can vouch for you to say this would be a great investment. So as you read the prompt, you want to identify key information. And so you're very fortunate to have Pearl here today, who is a representative talking about the Common Scholarship. Any questions that you might have, you can send emails, or you can ask her today if you have any questions about that. And we're very fortunate to be able to do that ahead of schedule. So, and what's the deadline again, Pearl? I believe March it's sometime 1st. In March, right?
Yes, 4 p.m. March 1st.
4 p.m. on March the 1st. So you don't have to wonder, what time is this due?
And it closes promptly. So please be sure that you get it in.
And like, you can ask yourself, what information do I need to provide? I also like to underline or number things when I'm not quite sure about a question, and I just kind of read through the information and try to dissect it a little bit more if I'm unable to understand what's required. And so with your essay, you want to make sure that you're planning out what you want to say. And that starts with brainstorming. You know, sometimes you think that writing is this magical experience, and you're going to just, the information is going to come out of your fingertips and onto the typewriter. I'm sorry, but it doesn't happen that way all the time. I wish it did. But a great way to invest in yourself is to brainstorm those ideas. What are the main points that you want to develop that come to mind when you read that prompt? And so you can brainstorm on this, and it leaves less pressure to you as a writer. It allows you to open up those creative juices. And many times I've had writer's block just because I didn't take the time to brainstorm. I was so excited about just getting the thoughts out on the paper and finishing them and sending it off. But I didn't take the time to just brainstorm and think about what I wanted to talk about. So I encourage you, just start off simple, brainstorm your ideas on a specific topic. For example, do you want to talk about who you are in terms of where you come from, the obstacles that you've overcome? Brainstorm a list of some obstacles that you've overcome and how that might be important to a selection committee. And so I have a quick free write activity. And I don't know if you're familiar with free writing, but free writing is really the ability to brainstorm and to let yourself go and to really think about the topic without feeling restricted. So we're going to practice free writing. If you have a piece of paper, or if you have Microsoft Word or Google Docs handy. Free writing is just when you write down anything that comes to your mind on a given topic. And one rule is that you don't correct anything that you're writing down, because this is the time where your creative juices are really going to flow. So you can free write on any of these scholarship topics. It's helping you to kind of get started and see how easy it can be just to get started by brainstorming on this topic. So get your pen, your paper ready if that's what you're comfortable with, or Google Docs or Microsoft Word. But we're just gonna let ourselves go and write on, you can choose any one of these prompts here, and it's all a part of the scholarship prompt that's provided by the UH Common Scholarship. Why do you think you deserve the scholarship? How these scholarships have helped your educational and career goals. Any of these prompts here. And so you can just let me know when you're ready. If you could just give me a thumbs up or type something in the chat just to let me know that I should begin the timer. Okay, I just received one thumbs up. I would assume everyone is ready. All right, yeah. Okay, on your marks, get ready, get set, and go. And I'll let you know when the time's up. Just write anything that comes to mind on any of these topics. We'll stop at 12:30. 1 minute remaining. Take a moment to wrap up your thought, and you may stop. So how was that, guys? Feel free to use your microphone or respond in the chat feature.
It's great. Thank you. Good way to get thoughts out, kind of frame for our personal statements. So appreciate it.
Good. If it's your first time pre-writing, it can be a little uncomfortable. You might say, what do you mean just write for 3 minutes? But the more that you continue to write that way, it'll be more comfortable if you did feel some discomfort. All right. And so when you brainstorm, you can come up with more ideas as a starting point. And then you'll want to create a plan, such as an outline based on your brainstorm. And then you can write your first draft based upon that outline. If you need help at any of these stages, the Writing Center, we can definitely help you, even with brainstorming. If you have a draft, we not only help you with writing assignments for classes, but also scholarships, personal statements, even if you're applying for a job with a resume and cover letter. So anything that's scholarship and job related, we can assist you with those things as well. So after you have your first or your second draft, you want to review the scholarship materials just to make sure one more time that you're fulfilling all of the requirements. There's nothing worse than submitting something and you find out later, oh my goodness, I didn't address everything that they wanted me to. And so you want to check your draft just to make sure you've addressed all of the requirements. And sometimes I like to underline or highlight parts that are required, just so I can make sure I have that in my draft. Also, you might feel a little pressure because there's money on the line. So sometimes these types of requirements, it might make you feel a little stressed while you're writing it. And so sometimes we don't, if we're stressed or afraid of the process, we don't necessarily take the time to check things out in our writing. And if you're feeling that way, just reach out to a peer tutor or reach out to a friend or even a family member. So when you're reviewing your draft after you've written it, you just want to make sure that it's organized. Do the paragraphs make sense? Are there transitions? You know, are you answering the questions that you need to answer? And just check to see that it is a reflection of you. Is this really what I want to say? Am I allowing the committee to see who I am? It's like looking into a mirror and you're trying to share with the committee who you are and why they should make an investment in you. And lastly, you want to make sure that there are no mechanical errors, check for spelling and for grammar. I like to read it aloud to myself and read it aloud to others as well. I've been writing for a while, so technology has really caught up. You can even use Google Docs. They have a text-to-speech feature. And as you're writing, you can just speak into the mic and it will type for you. Back when I was a student, I used to just call myself on the phone and leave a voice message and read it out loud for myself. but technology has caught up to us today to where you really have a lot of apps and things at your fingertips. So review each sentence individually for errors and just start from sometimes it's helpful to start from the end and then look at each sentence if you have time to do that. And revision, this whole process of looking at it and evaluating your writing, it's called revision, and it literally means to look at your essay with new, fresh eyes. So I just really wanted to share my tips with you for writing personal statements. And I know that you guys are going to do a great job. If at any point you feel like, oh, I really would benefit from a peer tutor or someone to take a look with fresh eyes at what I've written, this would be really beneficial. So feel free just to reach out to us at the Writing Center and we'd be happy to help you. Do you guys have any questions about anything I've said or anything that Pearl has shared with regard to scholarships? And if you feel like, oh, maybe I'm on the spot a little bit, sometimes I'm a little reluctant to ask in front of a crowd. So if you want to ask any questions at the end, you can just stick around and Pearl and I will be very happy to talk story with you and see if you have any questions. But I do have one ask for you just before we go. If you could just share one thing that you learned or maybe something that you already knew that would be helpful to you with the UH Common Scholarship. And sometimes it's kind of difficult to know who should speak in a Zoom session. So while you're talking, I'm just gonna pick one person to go first. And then when you share the one thing that you learned or the thing that you already knew, but you want to continue to do that, then I would like for you to choose someone to go. Okay, looks like Kavina has a hand raised.
Hi, yeah, no,
Yeah.
I think that what I've definitely learned throughout applying for the Common Scholarship is to definitely utilize the writing center to help with writing your essays and preparing any of your scholarship essays that you have to do. They were a great resource for that, and it definitely helped me prepare all my essays. You know, not just one. I actually took advantage of having them help me with all my essays. So if you ever need help, I know you touched base on it, but I do want to just piggyback on that. If you definitely ever need help with your essays, take advantage of